And taking a look at all the different angles, I can confirm that that was the correct decision by the VAR to recommend for a foul in the attacking phase of play leading up to that penalty decision that was given on the field. So ultimately, it was the correct decision. You can see the defender get his foot in first.
It has been the craziest day, but as we started the day is how we'll end it in terms of the title race. Napoli remain 1 point ahead of Inter in terms of the standings. It's been crazy though, hasn't it? The only thing that we really know today is Milan are out of all competition next season in terms of Europe, and Cagliari, Tony, are safe. I mean, where does this leave us? I guess back to square one with the top two, though.
Square one. We'll do it again, I guess, a week from now. And the title changed for about, it seemed like about a half hour, right? Inter was at the top of the table, and I think they're going to kick themselves today, Poppy, because they were at home. They had an opportunity against Lazio. Credit to Lazio, right? Because they continued the battle. They're also a team fighting for something, but I think if you're Inter right now, this one hurts.
You got the result that you needed as well. You know, I'm sure they had a big focus on Parma and Napoli, thinking that that was going to be the game that Napoli could overpass them, and Napoli was not able to do their job. They were not able to get the win because it would have been in their hands. So it absolutely will feel like Inter had it. They had everything for them, and they were not able to see the game out. And then even at the end with the drama, almost scoring, and then being caught offside. But as you said, Tony, anytime we were watching Lazio, it was Lazio that was on the forefront. Sometimes Lazio, they play really good football. They're not always rewarded for what they do, and today it seems like they were.
No one had Pedro on their bingo card.
Am I allowed to talk?
Today, go on,
Mrs. Miller.
Go on,
Miss Miller. For me, again, the story is Roma because of what they're able to accomplish in their identity and that they play football according to their identity. I don't think that Napoli is going to be very happy. You saw the celebrations at the end from the fans, from Antonio Conte, from the players as well, right? They control their own destiny against Cagliari. They're going to do something that was unfathomable in the beginning of the season, so that's great. But Inter, Milan, Juventus even, they didn't do it in a way that they were convincing, that they stuck to their identity, they played good football, there was a hero story, there was a feel-good story. The only team I think that did that on the day was Roma, where they said, okay, for 90 minutes, we played great, and we got the job done. And I think they're the story of the day for me.
Tense times, though, isn't it, now heading into the very final match day? So here is confirmation of how things stand after match day 37 with 1 to go. Napoli 1 point clear of Inter at the top of the table. Atalanta, they are secured a third-place finish in Champions League football next season. Juventus, they've got a 1 point lead over Roma in the race for Champions League football. Milan, they're out of contention altogether. They can't even make Conference League at this point of the season. And at the bottom half of the table, it's Cagliari that is safe. And that is good news for Napoli, because Napoli will play Cagliari on the last match day at the Maradona. Inter, they're on the road to take on Como. Who do you think is feeling the happier of the two today when all is said and done? Napoli's still in their hands, and obviously they just got the 1 point. It's got to be them, surely.
Napoli's very happy. Yeah, they got away with one. To not be able to find goals in the match in the manner they were not good enough, but they got lucky that Inter as well got the draw, and it's all in their hands. They're at home. You have to imagine that that's going to give them the push. Then you just say, rightfully so, that Cagliari also has nothing to play for on paper. We've seen that doesn't always matter. And by the way, Inter have a difficult match against Como. Como is not one of those teams that, because they're safe, because they're in the top half of the table, that they're going to just allow Inter to do something. No, this is Cesc Fabregas with a young squad, with an ambitious squad, that you get something against Inter, the whole world will be able to see that. So difficult game for Inter as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's just bring in Christina Unkel to talk about that decision that was given by the referee. Obviously, he went to look at the monitor and then decided that there was a foul in the build-up to the penalty call. Christina, was that the right decision?
Yeah, I did my own little VAR here. I have access to being able to see the clips, and taking a look at all the different angles, I can confirm that that was the correct decision by the VAR to recommend for a foul in the attacking phase of play leading up to that penalty decision that was given on the field. So ultimately, it was the correct decision. You can see the defender get his foot in first, moves the ball, and then the majority of that contact happening in that ankle. So great recommendation. And like you said, we were all a bit curious as to why it took some time, but that's the importance of having those different camera angles as the VAR.
I think the opposite. I disagree. I think not to be funny, I think that that the defender goes down, that the Parma player goes down, and he's already in an angle that he's going to try and tackle this football, and he's on the way down. I don't see the contact. I see the contact up top. You're talking about contact down by the ankle. I mean, again, we saw it. This is for me is stone cold. Like if there's not this is a foul. This is a penalty. That's not a football play for me. But the first one we're talking about, it's interesting you say that contact on the bottom, because I was looking at the contact up the top that Simona pushed him away. See there at the top, but it's not enough. And no, I think they're both going for the football there. Like he tackles the football there.
Yeah, but he doesn't get the ball.
See, I don't think he's trying to take it to dribble it, Christina, and that's where I get caught up. I'm with Mike on this one. I think he's just he's going to poke a ball away. It's not as if he's making a dribble forward and then he gets clipped. I see the contact there, but for me, this is really, I feel like we see this play the entire match. In this case, it just happens to be on the front end of an attacking play that leads to what we thought may have been a penalty kick. But I feel like this happens, constantly in every game.
If you slow down every 50-50, that's what it looks like. That's literally what every 50-50 looks like, in my opinion.
Yeah, and as you guys hit it on the head, I mean, he's really like sliding, going in and getting that impact in. So what they're taking a look at, and this is what we would call essentially a simple foul, right? It's not something that this alone would be something that VAR would recommend, but in the sense that if it was like a penalty kind of a situation, right? Because that would be some gray area for it. But that is what VAR is allowed to do, is go and take a look at even simple fouls leading into that attacking phase of play. And because it is a kick into the ankle, and so the focus here is just that right ankle into it. I can see where you guys can get into debate, but I can guarantee you guys, you put this up in a referee room, they would require, and the preferred decision would be for that foul.
Okay, Christina, thanks so much. Good stuff. We'll see you soon. Well, that decision really could have changed the entire title race.
I mean, can you imagine that if Inter hold on to the lead and then we're talking about Napoli not getting that chance? I think they would feel very hard done by that. That was a very soft foul.
You all had Napoli. Tony, actually, what did you say about the title race, and how do you feel now?
Yeah, I can't see Napoli losing at home. I just can't see it happening. It would be a massive upset.
So all still Napoli then on this desk, heading into the last match day to win the Scudetto.